Hello everyone. Today I am going to be showing you how to do a simple animation for attacking with our banana sword pickup that we have, and I'm also going to show you how to apply damage with that, and also show you a bug with that as well that will probably be solved by release, and we're going to show you I will show a workaround for that. So first off, what we're going to do is we are going to move this over, and we're going to make a new microchip, and we're going to call it Banana Sword Attack. And we might as well change this stuff too. And for animations, I usually like to do purple or blue, depending on the type. So, Banana Sword Attack. And we're going to take this, and this is going to be our equipped input. So we know that the banana sword is equipped. So, from here, might as well just plug this in directly, start off with, and then from there, we are going to take a timeline, and I talked about this in my tips, tricks, and common mistakes and how to avoid them. We're going to want to only play this timeline once, so we can only attack or start the attack animation if one isn't playing. So we're going to take an AND gate, a counter, and a NOT gate, and we're going to plug in the AND gate into this, and into this, and this is going to go into the NOT gate, and the NOT gate will go into this. And when the timeline finishes, we are going to reset the counter. And then, from there, we are going to take a controller sensor, and we are going to make it remote controllable. And then we will take our attack button, which, let's do square, because that's common for sword attacks in most games. And then, of course, we need to have the weapon equipped in order to attack. Alright, so now that we have that set up, it will play an attack animation if we press square. We have the weapon equipped, and we aren't playing an animation already. So let's go ahead and open this up. And what we're going to do is we will blend into our animation. So to do that, we're going to add a keyframe, just an empty keyframe, and we'll do that. And this will be the first frame of our animation. So what we're going to do is we're going to change our posture a bit, punch down a little bit, right foot forward, left foot back, and we are going to kind of hunch a little bit. And I am using the rotate tool. Again, in my tips and tricks and common mistakes and how to avoid them video, I explained that in order to properly layer keyframes, you want to rotate things only, and you don't want to use IK. And this is IK. And because the reason for that is if you move it like this, it won't blend. So if you want your character to attack and to crouch, the character will crouch, and if they attack, their hand, instead of like being down here when they attack, it will be up here in this position, or it'll try to get as close to this as possible as the joints allow, instead of blending downwards. So we're going to have to do a rotational animation only. And to help us out here, what we're going to do is we are going to change our banana sword pickup to having it picked up, and then we are going to take a button and we're going to plug that into here and here. So now we're having it forcibly equipped, and we can go ahead and delete this later. We're only using it as a debug, so we don't have to equip it manually in play mode. So we're going to go in here, and then we'll get a nice stance going for attacking. And again, I'm rotating the position, and I'm not moving it. Alright, so there's our first frame. So now we should go from whatever stance we're in initially into this attack stance, and then we're going to draw back our swing, and generally we rotate our body when we attack, and yeah, we'll do that as well. So we get a little bit of knee action, more over in the torso though, and the arms. And then we're going to go up. I'm going to move this back a bit. Alright, so there's our drawback swing, and I'm going to make it so the head is looking forward the whole time. So now we got going into the attack and then swinging back, and this way, this fade in effect, if we are, for example, in a ready stance, this will work with that as well, not just this idle position here. So instead of going from this, it could be going from something more along this into, like if you had the sword straight up instead of on the side. So now let's get the actual swing. And you're going to hit it that the angle the camera is at affects the rotation. A little more. There's some motion there. Alright. So now we have the ready, build up, and swing. And now we need heading back to the ready, and then heading back to default. And we're going to have this play once, if we haven't set that already. Alright. Yep, set play once. So now we should have a nice attack animation. Alright, that's pretty good. Why don't we... I feel like it needs to rotate a bit more. Yeah. And also I didn't set the head to be forward. Alright. I feel like the pullback needs to be less exaggerated. Yeah, we need to extend that out a bit. Make the animation at least 2.5 seconds. Yeah. That needs to be longer than that. There we go. Alright, and a couple things here. When you walk around, or run specifically, you have this keyframe active and this keyframe active. So we probably want to make it so when you're attacking, this doesn't happen. It's going to affect your arms. So we're going to make it so that doesn't happen. So in order to do that, we're going to do something really simple here. And we're going to have a switch. And we'll name this attacking. And then we'll move this over a little bit. And we're going to have an AND gate on here and here. And it'd actually be easier, like one less thing, if we call this not attacking and have it on by default. Yep, like that. And we'll put this in here. Put that in there. Nope. Would you stop it, please? There we go. And then do the same for this one. Actually, I'm pretty sure we can do something like that. Yeah, that should work. Delete that. Alright. Well, actually, I think how it does it, I think this should be fine, at least for now. It should just be a 0 and 1, so. And this is doing what now? Edge mode none? Okay, well, it's kind of a little bit weird. Alright. Not attacking. Alright, so we're going to have that on by default. And then when we are attacking, we'll have a keyframe in here. And we will have this off. And we will extend this to the entire timeline. And that way, when we're attacking, these animations will turn off. And theoretically, if you want to attack while jumping, you'd want to do it in here as well. But generally, you don't want to do that. Alright? Now, when you're doing keyframe, it's generally, not a keyframe, but an animation. It's generally what you want to do is, if you want the player to keep moving for an attack like this, is you're going to want to turn down the sway, like a lot. You want to turn down all the sassiness, all the sway, all the lumberingness. You want to make them as stiff as possible. No armor vigor. No springiness. And now that we have that, we can also add some special effects. So, for example, we can make it so we start glowing when we're attacking. So let me put this at the very beginning of that frame, and this frame will be, oh well, I'm actually one frame over, I think. Yeah, okay. There we go. And we'll make it so the banana sword starts glowing. And we'll also tint it red to show that we're attacking. There we go. Gore banana, go. Okay, and then we will have this, and we will extend it throughout the entirety of the attack, a little bit after too. And these things right here will let you fade in and out in animation, or a keyframe, specifically keyframe. So we'll have it glow red through the entire of the swing, and then once we're done with the swing, we'll have it fade out. Like that. Let's make it take a little bit longer to fade. There, that's a little bit more visible. Also, we can smooth that. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. And now, that's that done. Let's get the damaging portion done and I'll explain the bug. So basically, I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it's just a bug in the game, but this does nothing. Meaning that when you deal damage, you'll have, usually in here, an output currently losing health. And normally when that is off, and this is off, you'd expect this to output just how much damage it's dealing, or getting dealt. But when both of these figures are on, you'd expect it to A, make it so the player can't hurt themselves with their own damage logic, which would be this health modifier here. Or B, you'd expect it to output, so right now these fat wires mean the values on per player. So it says player value, so if we output to here, this is like the actual absolute damage, and then it'll also output, or it should output, depending on which player, the same damage from here. But for some reason, it won't consider players even with that turned on. So what we need to do is we need to assign the player a label. So we'll open the properties of the puppet and go over to here, and we're going to label it as friend. And then we'll go back into here and go into the health modifier and go over to the labels and untick friend. That way they can't hurt themselves. The player can't hurt themselves if in case the animation makes the banana touch the player. So then we can go into here and make it so only when you're actually hitting, like attacking, that is active. Okay, so got to turn it off by default. Okay. Now, I think this animation may need to be a little bit faster. I like that, but if we want to make it faster, we can just adjust the playback speed here instead of fiddling around in the actual keyframes of the puppet. So let's make it like 130% faster. There we go. That looks good. I like that. All right. Also, kind of want to make this like completely, yeah, I like that better. That should give us a wider range of an attack. That's good. Alright. So that is how you make an attack animation and have the attack damage NPCs and stuff like that. And we can show that off by getting another puppet. Not sure why I'm so far away. That was weird. Alright. Then we'll go into play mode. And we can attack the other dude. And he's dead. Yay! Alright. So that was today's tutorial. For tomorrow, I think we may get started on either part 1 for an advanced inventory, or if you have any other suggestions, I can take those and make a tutorial for that instead, because the advanced inventory tutorial is going to be multi-part series, because it's too much to cover in one video. It's too much to explain, unless you want to watch like an hour-long video, then I can do that. So, goodbye. I also stream, and I'm actually streaming right now, and I'm recording this on stream. So, you can follow me on Twitch at NeOnThEcOdEr with a 0 in the coder part, so C0DER, and that's going to be in the description. Subscribe, follow, also follow me on Twitter. That handle is going to be in the description as well. It was nice being a teacher again for you guys. Peace out.